Hello everybody, it is other conservative coin collector. Welcome back to my channel. My last video I did was pennies or cents, whatever you want to call them, those worth money. Today's video, I'm going to step it up and show you these. This is a nickel. I want to show you nickels worth money. The nickel is now America's smallest coin that we mint, since the penny is no longer a thing. It got abolished, so the nickel is now the smallest that we got. And it takes about 6.5 cents to make a nickel. But I don't think it's going away anytime soon, so here's the hope the nickel stays at least for another who knows how long. This video is going to be quite informational, quite exciting, and you know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do all that good stuff, and well, on to the video. The first nickel I have for you is an error. It is a 1939 double Monticello. If you take a look on the reverse of that coin, you will see the word Monticello on the back of it. You'll see that it's doubled. And how a coin gets doubled is the die stamps it and then stamps it again, but slightly off center. And there's tons of double die examples to look at that are much more extreme. 120,627,535 of these were minted, and in the right condition, it can be $500 for something that was once considered 5 cents. The next coin I have for you, nickel number 9, is a 1950D nickel. Now, you may be a fan of Rob Finds Treasure. I am as well. And he does a series on trying to find about nickels, about nickel hunting. And one that he has the most trouble finding is a 1950D. And I can't seem to blame him for having all this trouble, because only about 2.6 million were minted. 2,630,030 to be precise. And let's say you'll find a 50D nickel in very good condition. It can be worth between $600 and $800. This Jefferson nickel from 1942. It's very valuable because of an error of the mint mark. It's the 1942 D over D. And if you take a look at the mint mark, the D was struck twice. There were only about 13.9 million made of these, which is actually quite a lot. But because of the error, and it depends on how prevalent the error is, it can be worth anywhere from $1,500 to $10,000. The first Buffalo nickel I have for you is a 1937D, but there seems to be something wrong with this Buffalo. It looks like it only has 3 legs. That is an error. 3-legged Buffalo nickel is an error. They're supposed to have 4 legs instead of 3. In the right condition, they could be worth up to $2,000. This is the first nickel ever minted, the shield nickel. Before this, we had half dimes. But that's another video. The 1879 shell nickel is very rare, with only 25,900 ever minted. Being very rare, and if you have it in the right condition, it can be worth anywhere from $2,500 to $8,000. Moving right along with the half point of the video. At the halfway, at number 5, we have the 1926 S Buffalo Nickel. It's a key date, and only 970,000 were ever minted. To be considered rare, there has to be less than 10 million of a certain coin minted. And to be super rare, less than a million. And at 970,000, this nickel is super rare. It also packs a punch too. One of these can set you back, $4,200. Here we have an era coin from 1916. It's the 1916 Buffalo Nickel. You can actually see quite clearly that the date itself is double stamped. It's one of the more extreme examples of a double die of the date or the year of the coin. And that says you get one of these and it's graded MS65 by PCGS. You're looking at a coin worth $134,750. The year is 1880. James Garfield is president, and this shield nickel makes its debut. Not many of them make a debut because only 16,000 were ever minted. Let's say you find one and it was rated MS66 by PCGS. You're looking at a nickel worth $198,995, or an almost $200,000 nickel. Crazy. The last Buffalo nickel I have on the list is this 1918 Buffalo nickel. There's an error in which the year 1917 is underneath this 1918. It's called the 7/8 or the 8/7. The 1918 8/7 5-cent coin. Only about 8.3 million of these errors were ever minted. And how much is one of these errors potentially worth? If it was graded MS65 plus by PCGS and the overdate is actually there, $350,750. The last coin I have for you on my list is the 1913 Liberty Head or V nickel. These are extremely rare and extremely valuable. Let's give you a little history lesson before I continue with this coin. 1912 was supposed to be the last year for the V nickel, and 1913 was supposed to be the first year for the Buffalo nickel. However, some examples of a 1913 V nickel or Liberty Head nickel exist. How many do you think there are? 5 million? 5,000? 500? What if I was to tell you that only 5 examples of this nickel are known to exist today? Only 5. Just 5 examples. That's not a whole lot of nickels to go around. And the value of these nickels definitely, yeah, you can definitely tell they are super rare and super valuable. How valuable do you think this nickel is? Do you think it's the $1 million nickel? Well, it's worth at minimum 5 times that. The value I'm putting on this nickel is between 5 million and $6,750,000 for something that would originally be just 5 cents.